Hey folks, it's Craig here, and I'm here with Terry Crews, and this is the final part of the game of the first round of the NHL in regular season tournament. This all comes down to the last part of the two teams here in the Western Conference, as for all the other teams have guaranteed to move on to the next round. One is for the Flames, and they will be facing against the winning team right in the range as they beat the upset from the San Jose Sharks in San Jose, California. Therefore, there's only the last two teams to go, and there's only one in the tank. That means we've got Chicago Blackhawks, and they're facing against the toughest team of the Nashville Predators. With Connor Bedard and Roman Josi are the ones to take things on, and what will they say with the next part of the game? Will this be at Calgary, or will this be at home in Nashville if they win? This is a tough question to figure things out. And for tonight's starting goaltenders, we have a Soderblom for the Chicago Blackhawks, and along with the others, as for Knight, is the starting goaltender for the Chicago Blackhawks and Nashville Predators. This is all it takes, Juuse Saros. Now let's have a look at the X-Factor players, starting off with Chicago Blackhawks, and the start of it will bring on for Connor Bedard. He makes a quick release in the ankle breaker, who has some elusive dekes and some deceptive quick shot releases. Tyler Bertuzzi with the big tipper and no contest zones. He has that overpowering puck battle strength along the wall and definitely the big tipper. Frank Nazar with the wheels in the tape-to-tape zones. With Teuvo Teravainen, the same thing on the other hand. For the transfer from the Seattle Kraken is Andrei Burakovsky. He only makes a quick release and a shot release as well. Then it's Ilya Mikheyev with the wheels last fast lightning speed of the skate. That is all for the Chicago Blackhawks, where they take for Mikheyev. And now for the Nashville Predators. Roman Josi starts off with the wheels and a send-it pass with the tape-to-tape zones. He's one of the big captains and played for a long part of the season. The same thing awaits with Philip Forsberg. He has a quick release and a pressure and an ankle breaker on the other side of it. He also has a speedy elusive dekes on the other hand to show him how it's down. Juuse Saros is a starting goaltender for post-to-post and miraculous crease saves just like others. Ryan O'Reilly, the tape-to-tape with the quick draw. Steven Stamkos, a.k.a. the Stammer, with the quick release and a one-time zone. And Jonathan Marchessault is a tape-to-tape and ankle breaker too. Therefore, we've got a tight battle in the range, but who will take it on to the next round to face against the Flames? Find out where the game starts here. My next broadcasting partner as the finishing for the first round, we have it across, is Barry. He's also along with the others too, with Scale and Salvatore. And the center ice, I give a warm welcome over, and it's all makes a call for one of the best, and change it from the other hand is Fan. We'll be seeing you all folks here pretty soon here for the start of the post-game show, but welcoming back is Nickel and Roy Cruz for the intermission reports. Now, prepare for the last battle, Hawks, Preds, next on EA Sports. See you all later for the post-game show after the game. Now get ready for the last game matchup. Prepare for the witness. It's on. Smashville in Nashville, Tennessee. Hey folks, I am Barry and I'm here with my broadcast partner along with Scale and Salvatore. This is in regular season tournament in Smashville. As we're ready for the puck chop, both teams are ready, and we're ready to prepare for the puck battle. Tonight's starting goaltenders between Juuse Saros and the other side, Spencer Knight, as they're underway in Smashville. Starting it off here, you have this Andrei Burakovsky. He'll have it over across, and here is Leshanov. He'll start over to Vlasic. Nashville will start it up with the defensive cleanly, and it's rebounded over by Chicago. Chicago Blackhawks trying to get into the zone. As now this one is for Bedard. He'll send it over to Green. Green will send a pass over to get a Burakovsky. Burakovsky right to her in the zone. This one is blocked up by Roman Josi. Josi finds it over to Ryan O'Reilly. He sets a Stamkos and he goes down, and that's Rosie with the rebound. Rosie starts off with the first possession for the Nashville Preds. Big save by Spencer Knight. Stamkos with a shot and a deflection saved by Knight. Knight will hold things here with the first save of the game. Now he has two to start it off for the Chicago Blackhawks. And joining us here with my fur commentary partner, I give a warm welcome over is Salvatore. And along with Scale, it's going to be a great night here in Smashville. And the winners will be awaiting to face against the Calgary Flames if they win, or Blackhawks win and head to Calgary. Here's Legacy of away. Nazar, right to the pass, and it's back to Anthony Wolsby. Wolsby sends it over to Wood. Predators back in the offensive zone. He finds Phil Forsberg. He scores! First start for Phil Forsberg. That's for Smashville. 1-0. Well, a great start happens to be only with this, and now what happens to see what Philip Forsberg? Check out this one last play here. This one is deflected off in the net, and it goes right into the board. Never seen how this is going to get there for Philip Forsberg, and just changing it off with the snap release, and a quick fire shot goes right into the net. You didn't see how this one was going to get off to it at a certain time angle. The quick release happens to Philip Forsberg. That's the stat to get it in with the quick shot angle. You didn't think it was going to happen, but you definitely did see it, right?
Well, a great start happens to be with Philip Forsberg. He made that one with a rookie start. 2:19 time on the goal.
Chicago will have it over. Here's Kaiser with a shot saved by Soros. 17:27 remaining in the first period as they'll get it cleaned on and ready for another puck drop. Now sending it over to the other side of it as they're ready for another puck drop. Here they are for the Smash and the Hawks. As Blackhawks wins the control, Rachel finds Nazar. Glove save by Soros. What a big save! And that rolls it in with another huge shot on the other end. As Nashville trying to hold on. What a big play by Saros, and you see that one here, and then only one thing changes, and that one's the glove save. He just really didn't think I was going to change it off. But then, this one snatches. What a great save. He didn't really think I was going to be enough.
I think so about UC Saros. Made that post-to-post blank. That one snatched it. Great time.
With the first part of it of this goal, and now this one is giving another goal here for the Hobbs. Not really for anybody who is a Hobbs fan, but if you're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs, that'll be soon on the other hand. But as they're back in the postseason, we'll see them out there shortly here for our next part of the game once the irregular season is concluded, and it will be the Stanley Cup playoffs on the other hand. But now, let's see what determines for Chicago or Nashville. Chicago the other way. Here's Lourdes. Nashville in for the swing, and the big save by Susie Saros. Full speed. That's over to Forsberg. And now here's Wood. Wood the other way in the change. Wood going in from the middle, and a big save by Spencer Knight. Kaiser the other way now finding it over to Curtis Nazar. Nazar on wheels. Chicago back into Nashville territory. Pass in front. Washington now finds it over to Wolsby. Wolsby on pass, broken by Lourdes. Lourdes the other way for the Chicago Blackhawks. Looking for some help. Big on a smackdown goes right to Hague. Miles Wood the other way for the Nashville Predators. And now they'll get another clean on attack.
That's a big smash down. You've never seen how he was going to get there. That Hague was really pushing off the pressure. This battle alone doesn't really make it what's going to be a big save, but that really saves it up on a quick effort.
Saros will hold on, and with only 14:50 approaching in the first period, it is still 1-0 Nashville. Still a lot of time left to be energized up as they're ready to get another puck drop and ready. And away by Chicago Blackhawks. Leshanov lost that one. Connor Bedard finds over to Leshanov. Leshanov shoots it deeply and saved by Saros. Saros holds things to only 14:33 remaining in the first period, and they'll get another puck drop in the Nashville territory. We say about this one for Nashville as they couldn't make their way to the playoffs again, as they have lost 2 consecutives in a row, missing their postseasons from 2 years ago. In season 3, it wasn't really easy to be up there. Yeah, it's definitely kind of hard to say about this, but whenever you say about Nashville Predators, they're trying to look for some answers in there, and they're trying to see what it gets to it. It's pretty hard to come back and win it, but nothing is really simple enough. When you really are starting to get that a lot of fight, you just really thinking that it's going to take a lot of extra credit to do for. Nashville's trying to get a lot of a heavy motion. This attacker range is not really just the easy way to do for on the blank, and when you're doing this, you really have to just try to keep your season alive before your season is over. Here's Connor Bedard the other way with only 13 minutes approaching. And Nashville getting a lot of regroup here. Burakovsky takes the puck over and kicks it right over to the wall to Green. Green chance outside of Leshinov shot on a blocking effort. And Burakovsky right now finding to Green. Green passes Leshinov. Leshinov shot. Another big save by Zoros. Burakovsky. Blackhawks with the full pressure. Burakovsky can't hold on. Romanowski the other way for the Wheels on pressure. Ryan O'Reilly right toward in the wing. Entering the attacking zone. Off the stick and rebounded by Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi finds it over to Vlasic. Now this will reset again by Gauss. New line group change for Nashville Predators. Forsberg now finds it over to Roman Josi. Here's Josi. In toward wing. Try to have some answers back. Yost goes with the kick, and Tyler Bertuzzi gets it over to Leshinov. Leshinov with that one off the glass, and it goes right to behind the net, and rebound by Shea. Here's Shea finding over to Philip Forsberg. Philip Forsberg, the pass too deeply inside, this goes stopping on the Lazic. And a shot, saved by Saros. Marchessault the other way, now finding to Leshinov. Here's Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi blocked that shot. Marchessault with the rebound. Marchessault squeezing in. Big save by Spencer Knight. Knight goes right over to Lafferty. Chicago the other way for another new line group change for the Chicago Blackhawks. Lafferty in. Never saved by Saros. Past the midway mark of the first period. And now here's Marchessault the other way. A set-off pass to Gauss. Gauss for Nashville. Answers with some spreading numbers. Philip Forsberg blocks the shot. And he missed that one wide for Gauss. Brady Shea has it over to Forsberg. Forsberg for two. Saved by Spencer Knight. And back to Green the other way. As now the Chicago Blackhawks will take in control. That's pretty much harder to save with Philip Forsberg. He got that one snatching it out. That's definitely what it's going to cause and concern it to play things afterward. You may never notice how that one was going to really change it off. But that really was a smackdown to give it away with that. Here's Rinso now finding Lafferty. Lafferty swings and fires. That one missed wide. And Shea will have it over. Now back to Philip Forsberg. Here's Marchessault as now the Nashville Predators back to Forsberg in their own territory. Blocker save by Spencer Knight. Rebound by Green. Chicago the other way. Now finds it over to Lafferty. Lafferty given away by Philip Forsberg. Philip Forsberg right toward the wall and rebounded by Rinso. Rinso the pass of it again to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi swinging a pass again to Lafferty. Lafferty pass again to Rinso. Here's Rinso the other way. Spreading out with some more room skier, and that one is right around the net, and Shea will have it. Shea pass to Forsberg. Forsberg in control, finding Gauss. Gauss, middle on the shot, another save by Spencer Knight. 7 minutes remaining in the first period, and now a rebound by Nashville. Leshinov in trouble on the valley along the loose puck. Here's a chance to play Utko shot, saved by Knight. Knight will hold things here with only 6:44 remaining. There's a new line group change. And now we'll send it over into the center box is Fan. And joining us for tonight's player is Philip Forsberg. Thanks, guys. Philip Forsberg is really one of the start of the big nights on his game. He's legendary with Roman Josi. He's really playing it for all of his confidence scores and playing it for the best. This is where we really are seeing things and has a lot of huge opportunities for Philip Forsberg. He only has what the tape on the zones and playing for some better offense. The stronger communication he is, he's really up for a long track. I'm really super excited to see what Philip Forsberg has, and let's see what it takes on to the man. Now let's hope there is for the will for Philip Forsberg for 2 goals. Back to you, Barry. Thanks, Fed. Now back over to Kimmel. And here's the pass over as Crevier will have it again in mid-KF. Chicago the other way now. And this one will fire it around the net. And rebounded up by Donato. Ryan Donato shot saved by Saros. 5:38 to go in the first period. And they'll get another puck drop ready. That's pretty much the concerning of this one here. That is a great save for Saros. You have to be sure you're really right on track. Now back to Fan, as this will be Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard is really like the only taking on his effort. The energizing doesn't need anybody. And only one takes to Stidle. And for the only pass better for Connor Bedard, he has it. And he scores! Andre Burakovsky, he has deflected it in from Connor Bedard. That'll be his first goal of the tournament. Just looking down here there, Barry, and there's what happens. There is the first part of the assist, and he got a great pass to send it off to Andre Burakovsky. Now, therefore, they are already tied that up, and that is a 1-1 goal game. They really are sure enough they want to see some upsets, but therefore, they definitely are trying to get it all what they can. This is definitely what they are doing it for Chicago, to have it tied up. That's definitely what happens with only one thing, and what happens to Bedard. He has that backhand pass, and then this is where he's going to change. That is definitely going to get that great goal for Andrei Burakovsky. A scoring backhand, that's beauty.
Yeah, and saying so now about this, but now they're already tied it up. They got to be very careful to find an open look.
Here's Bedard's shots blocked, and it's Ukko way over way, and now here's Emelista for Nashville Predators. Well, pretty left to go in the first period, and you'll find Ryan away. It's taken away by Preview. Preview the other way, now finding aggressive. Here's Bedard the other way for the Hawks. Blackhawks, no answers. Nick Perbix the other way for Nashville. Steven Stamkos along the way. Stammer, right turn, move around, shot, he scores! Steven! What a nifty move here, and watch what happened to Steven Stamkos. After Nick Perbix, and watch what this play goes in. He's weaved and all the way down. That's a nifty move. Stamkos got to show some support afterwards.
Well, you see what happened with the goaltender. That's definitely like reaching out a sign. When this one really gets it backhander in, that's another great goal to have that one pressure it up. He wasn't pretty sure about what's going to make it in there, and that really took the snap. What a nice goal for Nashville.
Steven Stamkos' first goal in this regular season tournament as they now take a 1-point lead as for 2-1 with only 3:51 to go in the first period. Well, that's really what they were all expecting it for, and changing it oftenly is no better pace than that. That's definitely what they're really choosing it for, to keep it out. What a save by Saros! An unlucky bounce has really caught up with the pad.
That's definitely where it happens right now. Houston Saros got a great one to take. And that was a wildest save if you will. Wouldn't be seeing this? Well, now you do. Because our friend analyzer for Houston Saros made that one almost unlucky bounce. What a great stop.
6-6 face-off wins for Nashville and the Blackhawks. As for the Chicago team are trying to look for a goal to have it tied up. Donato wins the draw. He goes into Crivier. Crivier shoots one and he scores! Ryan Donato has deflected it, and now back to a tie game again.
Well, you know what happens with Ryan Donato after the face-off puck drop. Watch here. He goes right into the goaltender. He wants to get that one, squeeze it up, looks for a stick, got a deflection, he got it looking.
Yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable to say about Ryan Donato. He really had that one with the blank on goal, and he really had that one seeing it going. And that one is a break blank on shot plays. Whenever happens to Ryan Donato, you really have that deflected. Chicago Blackhawks have tied it again. It is a 2-2 nearing the end of the first period. Under free for you to go by Crivier and Grezlik with 16:31 time on attack. And now back the other way. They really have a lot of bullseyes after you. They're just really taking control. They wanted to have a close condensed game. But that doesn't really going to matter. Petchkov fired around it off the glass. Rebounded the other way. This time it will be Hague. Hague blocking it again. And Petchkov will have that rebound again to Kamel. Here's Kamel. Leave around his own. And he shoots. And then saved by Spencer. Ryan Donato sent a deep pass over to Teravainen. Teravainen all alone. Glove and stats made by Saros. 2:17 to go in the first period as they're all tied even. One thing we were saying this before, like UC Saros is one of the best goaltenders, and he will soon be legendary for the next season. Exactly so. I mean, whenever you say about UC Saros, you have to really see this. That's definitely the great fact of it. You're really starting to get down to the great ones, baby. Arkansas moving around one, and another blocking chance opportunity for the Blackhawks. This one will keep out his own. Now for the Chicago Blackhawks. Another big save by UC Saros. And Wood the other way with only 90 seconds in. Miles Wood rolls into Marchessault. Shot saved by Spencer Knight. Now it's rolls it in again to Bertuzzi. He has it over to Nazar. Down to a final minute in the first period. Here's Bertuzzi. Blocks up for a shot, and it's rebounded by Marchessault. Here's Wood. Wood looking over way, finding Marchessault. Marchessault cuts him ankle breaker, finding Forsberg. Forsberg shot glove saved by Knight. 34 seconds left remaining in the first period. They'll be able to have another puck drop ready. Coming down to the end of the first period, 20 overs, 19 shots on goal for the Chicago Blackhawks. They really are starting to look for some answers here with the lead. Now the win for Ryan O'Reilly. Here's Stamkos' shot, saved by Spencer Knight. Stamkos with the rebound, has it again to Shea. Shea shot, that one is on the right, released down on a save again by Knight. 14.8 seconds remaining in the first period. Still a lot of energy to give here from the crowd. It's all tied up, 2-2. Now the win over the other way for the Blackhawks as here's Velazquez. Down to under 10 seconds remaining. He shoots it wide and deep around the net. And they'll end the first period as both teams condense to an even strength in number. 2-2's the score. As they're ready to kick off with the first intermission between the Rays of the Blackhawks and Nashville. We'll be back with you shortly here for the start of the second period after this. Hey everyone, welcome to the first intermission of the Nashville Predators and Chicago Blackhawks. This one's a start off to make that one clearly, to have that one knocked in the way. After 2 goals down, then the other way goes with Chicago Blackhawks with 1 and over. And this one is a big clash down to see this performance action. As we have the ending of these first statistics here for the first period, here's how they did. 20 shots on goal for both teams for Chicago and Nashville. 10 over 8 on the hit here for Chicago Blackhawks to 20 over 202 for the time on attack for the Chicago Blackhawks. 90.7 over 90.5 for the passing effectiveness and 10 face-off wins over 7. That goes to Chicago and they're looking in dominating the effort. And let's look at the action trackers here. This is where they change off. Alright, Roy Cruz, I know what you're saying for this. Let's have your thoughts about for Chicago Blackhawks.
Chicago Blackhawks are really excited to give that one a nasty critics on the start of it, but as for the improvement, they definitely have all tied it up. Only with the period being down, they wouldn't have to be playing it afterward to keep on ranging the net. It only happens with Nashville, they definitely wanted to have it denied on the opportunity, and just like the upset of a crowd, they've got to see this to play back in the slot. They're pretty unsure how this could be unstable enough to keep on moving it in. I don't know how this is going to happen, but they really are changing it over to see what gets in the way. So we'll see what happens with the second period if their leadoff is scored off differently. Now over to you, Nicole, for the Nashville Predators the other way.
They definitely are starting to get a lot of hungerness here, and Nashville Predators can definitely play it all along the way. I mean, I'm definitely seeing it. It's going to be a great one. To start out with the first goal, we've seen Philip Forsberg back to goal and Steven Stamkos the other hand with 1 goals each for the Inregular season tournament. This is definitely what they are starting to do for on that first goal of the draw. You know, that's definitely what they're starting it off for, to keep that one racing it outside into the middle and definitely in the inside of a track for the neutral zone to enter in the offense attacking zone. Looks like the Nashville is going to have to start showing what its dominant made out of.
Well, we'll see what they can definitely do and try to keep on passing it well, and hopefully this is going to get back into this action.
We end off with the first intermission as we go back over to Nashville. Barry, it's all for you. We'll see you all later for the second intermission.
Now let's see who takes the lead as second period starts now.
Second period about to be underway here in Nashville, Tennessee. For those of you just joining us, it's a tie game. We're ready for second period. Players are rehydrated and we are back on ice, and we'll see what takes in for the leadoff for both teams at all times. To see what price for the hunger or fight back. All right, guys, let's have your takes here with the first period recap. As both guys are already even it up. What do you see out there?
Well, the start off happened to be only the first goal starting with Philip Forsberg. He has that ricochet right into the net, and it definitely doesn't mean that they can definitely see this to believe this. I definitely saw off with the first goal to see that one knocking down with the victor. I mean, I'm definitely telling you on this, that's first goal to have that one smacking. It just comes down there quickly. You may never know how they're going to get to have that one keeping out of the ice. That's definitely what the cause of energy to keep that one from coming.
Yeah, definitely the same thing. I definitely want to know about the Chicago Blackhawks are really starting to get back into this period. And as for 2 goals coming there down, that was Ryan Donato. He definitely tried to have a deflection after the faceoff win. That's definitely one of those start-offs to make it right. That's definitely for the better status. Well, guys are really tired and tremendous as this one is going to be another faceoff, and this will be the 50-50 chance win for the Blackhawks. Here's Renzo, now finds it over to Kaiser. Chicago on the wheel pressure. Azar right toward the range. In the battle in front, Forsberg will take it over, and it's Miles Wood. Will have it again to Kegu. Can't get a clear out. And a big save by UC Saros. Nazar outside Kaiser. Kaiser with the fire shot, blocked it up, and he scores. Nazar with the rebound, and it's now taking the lead for Kaiser. That's his first assist of the game. That's definitely the bad choice. When nobody is watching this, that's where Nazar really had made that one with the rebound. Now look what happened with this. That's a trick-off play. No action could tell. But Nazar, back goes with the tape on the blind. They really got it all, caught it up. That's definitely another great goal. And an open reflection happens to be with the Chicago Blackhawks. And Nazar takes it. That's a diaper of the spill. They definitely are starting to get that one worried up. As for Nazar, he's got to watch out with that. As the team wins it off in a face-off, as Renzo will have it again to Bertuzzi, he'll look over to Lardis. Lardis the other way. Hands it over to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi's shot's blocked, and it's rebounded by Marchessault. Marchessault can't get it out. Nazar's shot, big save by Saros, and he tried to get a rebound as out of Willsby. We'll send it over to Miles Wood. Nashville the other way. Miles Wood. In corner blank. Moving around on the side. Nowhere to find an open shot, and it's now back to Lafferty. Lafferty swings it on the deeper drive. That one is caught up by Marchessault. And here's Philip Forsberg. Philip Forsberg shot, that was saved by Knight, and rebound by Lafferty. Lafferty gives it over to Renzo. Renzo with the big smackdown, now back over to Slager. Slager right toward the wing with the transmotion front, and he scores! Slager with the first NHL in regular season tournaments gets his first goal in a game. That's another change of bat on the changeover, and that is another big nasty on the critics on the draw. So that way, they're definitely getting another goal, and this one is going to definitely stay out of song. You see what happens to Slager? That one is really right into it, and UC Saros wasn't making that clearly to get an easy goal. That definitely misses, and that goes between the legs, and you get a goal. That one knocked it out. Nashville trailing down by 2, and they're still trying to look for some answers there. Slager with the first part of the goal in regular season tournament, and Ufko fighting over to Joust. Joust will look to Holla. Holla fires another save by Spencer Knight. Knight will send it over to McKayev. McKayev the other way, deep around the net. And this one rebound by Ufko. Ufko looks it over to Lou Harris. And it's Holla. Rides it over to Joust. Joust in the middle. Change over to Holla. Holla with the shot. Glove save by Spencer Knight. 14:29 to go in the second period. And he'll get another puck drop ready in the Chicago territory. Saros and Knight are still on the tight spots here for the winning faceoffs. And they're ready for another puck drop. And a win by Ryan Donato. Here's Leshonov for the Chicago Blackhawks. Leshonov is getting a speed sprint. Now find Turbo Teravainen. And a big save by Saros. Evo Teravainen. As it again to Lewis, and he will have it to Eric Holla. That's definitely what they've been positive for UC Saros, and it makes it another big save. They don't see how they can definitely do for him. When you're trying to get away with this offense is definitely going to be got one hit, and the spots the difference, that's definitely going to take that one, locking it down. Let's go battle on the board by Ryan Donato. Lewis, and rebound by Lewis the other way. That one is slammed right toward the board. Rebound by Ufko, back to Lewis. Lewis the other way for the Nashville Predators. He fires that one around the net. Now here's Holazik, the other hand, now back to Green. Green taking some time here for Chicago. And Green finds Leshonov, fires another save by Saros. Green taking a lot of time in here. Broken in the middle, that one is broken by Shea. Here's Miles Wood. Now with only 12 minutes remaining in the second period.
He'll try to pass to Svechnikov. Svechnikov shot goes down, and that was fixed high up the glass and back to Green the other way. You're seeing things before. There's a lot of smackdown here. And Svechnikov, he could have had that one with another goal. The Giant does with the piece. Renato kicks that puck over, now fine again. And it's back to Wood. Wood looks over to Svechnikov. And back over again for Nashville. Svechnikov finding in middle. Change up in front for the shot glove save by Knight. And we'll stop and play with nearing 11 minutes remaining in the second period. Lots of big energy here and feeling the crowd as Nashville stays quiet, trailing by 2. It's a 4-2 hockey game for Chicago Blackhawks. Here's Josi and Melissa, chance in front. That one is blocked up and rebounded by the Chicago Blackhawks. Lars the other way. Pass to Nazar. That one is blocked off and off the glass again to Josi. Defensive traffic here. Now back to Steven Stamkos. That's definitely what they need to do for him. This defensive traffic effort needs to be a great spot. That's definitely what they need to do for him to keep things playing from out further and away. Nazar shot. Glove save by Soros. 10:05 to go in the second period. And it'll be Forsman to take a regroup here for another puck drop. 17 number 12 hits in the game for Chicago Blackhawks. They're still trying to get up by 2. Now the win for Ryan O'Reilly. You'll find it over to Josi. Josi finds it and Melissa. Under 10 minutes remaining in the second period. And Melissa shot. Big save again by Knight. And Lawrence is again by Rinso. Well, the Hard is definitely going to pick it off. I mean, that definitely would have to be Emelisa with a great change. And Zara shot. Big, uncomfortable save made by Saros. Almost going to be another goal for the Chicago Blackhawks. Stays out. Josi. And Melissa, shot, that is off the blocker, and it goes up to the netting, out of play. Another miraculous save by Spencer Knight, and now the number face-off is ready. Donato and O'Reilly in the puck draw. Donato wins the draw, and it's Kreslik the other way. And Melissa fouls across down in the boards, takes a mat down, and Kreslik to give to Donato. That one flicks it off the ball, and rebounded up by Higues. Nashville gives it over to Ericola. Ericola going in the middle on the fire shot. Another save by Knight. Ola the other way. Finds it to Wilsby. Can't get a pass by Grizzly. And LaFerty. Away now for the Chicago Blackhawks. Finds Slager. Shot save by Susie Saros. Full pressure coming on from Chicago. LaFerty move around. Another save by Saros. Higues now having to get into Yaus. Yaus on his way, finding Marchessault. Marchessault shot blocked. Rebound by the Nashville. Save again by Knight. Yaus lost that control. Another save. Rebound. He scores. Jordan Marchessault. He scores and put back into the rebound. They're down by 1. They definitely got to see what Jonathan Marchessault did. And now that rebound happened to Yaus. That one was a big brace on the draw. Check what happened with Marchessault. That goes right into the thing, and that goes banging. That is a pick back in. Nashville trying to answer some blood. Yeah, I gotta see this in here. That only just changed for once, and now with Yaus, and Marchessault baited that one in there. He really gave that one all with the great energy to look at. This skating effort is now back down by 1. Man, with the energy of this crowd, they gotta hear it. They gotta see the more. Another win here for Nashville Predators. That's Forsberg and Connor Bedard the other way. 7 minutes left, stopped by Saros. And we'll take a squeezing break here with under 7 minutes in the second period before the end of the second period. Well, we notice he's always that great, always a Sunday pass, but that play afterly, just doing all that he can. It doesn't mean that he was really even showing it off, and I gotta say, when Roman Josi gotta see this pass play, you have to see this when you get it. Give that tape-to-tape transfers. Sen will be offside, and that's going to be Nashville. And they will stop that in play to get another puck drop ready. And now they're ready to kick off another puck drop here in the center ice. Nashville down by 1. Chicago leads by 1. And this Wood will win the draw. Marchessault the other way for Nashville Predators. Stick lifted. Miles Wood with the shot. Blocked up in front of it. And it's Green with the rebound. That's one take of it. Chicago Blackhawks are really starting to get a blocking mates. Gets better shot angle, doesn't mean they're going to have to do it all. Bill Forsberg. Arkansas back to Wood. Poked it up, and again, it's Bedard on the chance. Slides back, now finds it over. Wood with the takeaway. Move around in, saved by Wood. Nice. Kravier with the rebound, finding over to Green. And with only 5:30 to go, here's Shea. Shea finds Josie. Josie backhander. That one is almost deflected in front. And as Knight will settle things down. Approaching down to the 5-minute mark of the second period. They still got a tight game to be here. Ryan O'Reilly and Donato. And now the win for Nazar. Here's Leshonov. Pass it to Nazar. Has it again for Terzi. Terzi. Motion in front. That one is broken down. Rebound by Nazar. Nazar. Change over to Shea. Knocked him down. Yosi. A little bit of a nasty critics on the hit. And Melissa fighting over to Steven Stamkos. Oh, a big hit right into the center ice. And that one is almost going to be right into you there, fan. Yeah, I'm definitely watching on that. And it's definitely where it's going to be hard enough here for me. I'm okay. Thank you very much, man. I'm definitely sure that the border's going to definitely be all right. Everything's going to be all right. You can't really say anything for now. I mean, what a great comeback on the range. Glove saved by Saros. Rebound by Nazar. Kicked out by Saros. And now Nashville trying to kick it out. Larness, touch it off shot. Deflected. Goes right over it. And bounce. Unlucky make for Chicago Blackhawks. That goes back to Emelisa. Allen for those scrumptious along the board. We get Melissa scout it back. And now they will skate it out across. Sauces it. And it'll be an icing on Nashville. 3:21 to go in the second period. And they're still trying to look for a tough making goal to get it back in. 16-14 faceoff wins. As they're trying to look for some answers in there on the run. The win for Chicago. And a big save made by UC Saros. Nazar. Back to Vlasic. Vlasic fires it. Another save by Saros. Both go the other way. Now finds it O'Reilly. And 3 minutes remaining in the second period. He'll have it over again at Angelisa. Angelisa. Chance to made. This one is set back. And Leshonov will have it again as Nazar. That's definitely going to be almost a change-off. That would have been another goal to make. Can't really get it away with that. Great save by Saros. And he will hold the freeze to play with only 2:24 to go in the second period. Lots of time left to be playing this opportunity. It is 4-3 still. Chicago. Connor Bedard wins the draw. Vlasic shots blocked and rebounded up by Green. Green. Bolts for cross. Yow's the other way. Here's Vlasic. Leshonov shot. Locked up again in front of it. Leshonov fires it across and a big save by Saros. Here's Yaus. Now for Nashville. Strength in numbers in. Pass to Hala. And back to Leshonov again. Here's Agu. Agu shoots it deep enough. And that one will carry it in right near the wall. And Burakovsky will have the pass to Green. Green approaches. Now back in again to Vlasic. Vlasic shot. Never saved by Saros. Approaching down to a final minute in the second period as Lubowicz will send it deep over to Yaus. Yaus. Right to the middle. Shot picked out by the pad by Knight. And Green again to Vlasic. That's definitely another big save on this one here. You won't believe it, I tell. And big save by Saros. He goes back to Wilsby. 30 seconds remaining in the second period. And a shot never saved again by Saros. He will turbine it. Loses his grip on the balance. Bedard shot deep, save by Saros. And another stop by Saros. Oh, everybody's been loving it so far in the post and the blank effort. And Saros gets it off him. I didn't really think that was going to happen like that, but only one goal makes it a toughest time and effort. And only doesn't make that one with a save by Knight. And now look what happened to UC Saros. He really gets it off. And then one of the Chicago players wants to give it the screen look, but that's a great save. Miraculously pressuring off the balance. 3.3 seconds up in the second period. And the winning puck drop will determine for the Chicago. And win it, and it goes wide, and it will end the second period here. 1 point advantage for the Chicago Blackhawks up in front. And Nashville Predators have given a 1 point step down to have that one carried it out. Marchessault back in the net.
Third period is underway next when we return to Smashville after these messages. Hello, folks. Welcome to the second intermission of the NHL 26 on EA Sports. This is where the close one connects. This contact is really going to stay high and pride. Nothing really changes. It doesn't mean a matter to anyone. Here's how you did after the second intermission of the period. It is 44 over 37, 5 shots on goal for Chicago. 24 over 16 for Chicago Blackhawks for the kit with 430 over 406. And 90 over 88 percentage on the passing effectiveness happens to be Nashville. And 19 over 14 faceoff wins for Chicago. There's a lot of big on the hit, and they're looking for another goal to take. Only Burakovsky in the first period, and only one for Steven Stamkos. It's a lot of great action. Now I will send it over the other way. As for Nashville Predators, it only gives us 1 point up deficit for Jonathan Marchessault. Right over to you, Roy.
Well, I'm going to say that this is definitely the harder choice that Steven Stamkos is really watching on Jonathan Marchessault. He really had to play with his own rebound. Dedicating it off, balance is no word joke, but they really did it all. I mean, this big on attacker is really starting to get off empty-handed, but as a Steven Stamkos, he's really trying to see what he can get to do to have that one played out of here. This is a big advantage, and there may not be anyone that can definitely try to beat off of Steven Stamkos the other way. This is definitely going to be a hard impact and a less impacting to have that one covering it around for the boards, and it may be just hard enough to get right through it. We'll see what happens with Nashville, or Nashville, whatever you want to call it. And definitely, we'll see what happens with the goal, if they get tied or not. Now over to you, Nicole, of what are your thoughts about the Chicago Blackhawks?
They really are starting to get a lot of denying efforts. I mean, what a big save here. And that happens to Spencer Knight. That only did it for once and lifetime. That's definitely on the other side of that one. That doesn't give it a great energy to have that one saving it up. The only big and bounding is going to definitely change it anywhere to play it for the courtesy line step down. As for Steven Stamkos watching here on Andrei Burakovsky, and the Blackhawks are really starting to look for some upset. We'll see what happens with that if he can get another goal in to have that one taking the lead. Or if this will be a tie for Steven Stamkos.
Hey, it's going to be anybody's game there, Nicole. I mean, we're going to see what it gets. So how about we go right into the third period and have that one started?
Sure. For those of you who already have watched the intermission, we end the second intermission here, and we go back to Smashville. Third period will basically be the answer for this. It's going to be one way on the goal track to a smackdown the other.
And with that, we say goodbye now for the intermission. And this will be of Craig and Terry Crews joining in for the postgame show after the game.
Now, on to third period. Enjoy, everyone. For those of you joining us here in for the third period, we passed 2 periods down and 1 more period to go. And here we go. This is the third period of the regulation. We're ready to see who takes on with the next player to goal or take it away. All right, guys, the second period is already down in for you. Let's see what your total statistics are for the recount. Well, to start off, really made that one appearances. I've got to say that they really are starting to make that one a lot of hectic misses on the throw. They're definitely starting to get that one a lot of huge knockdowns here. And whatever they don't really think they are going to do, they definitely are going to have to pass that one out of here. They sure do. That Nashville Predators are really going to have to start finding the answers.
And I'm going to say this one. This was a close call. That Spencer Knight almost got a nice nifty save, but almost got unlucky. That would have going to be another great chance for Nashville to score and tie the game.
Stamkos. Okay, now the other way for Ryan O'Reilly. Nashville back on the attack as Emelista will find it over to Stamkos. Stamkos. Third Ray with a shot, fires it off the mask, and stopped by Knight. Burakovsky now finds Teuvo Teravainen, and now he'll make a slick move. Burakovsky lost that one. Emelista will send it over for Nashville. The Preds look for answers. Wood, chance, glove save by Knight. 17-18 to go in the third period.
and you're able to get another puck drop ready in the Preds to the Chicago territory. This is what happened to Jonathan Montesol. You see that happen with only one shot range and then the other. But then the only thing happens with only with the rebounding, so that's a pretty nice and comfortable scoring. That definitely is going to change it often. The only thing that happened with only Jonathan Montesol, the backhander, it makes it go back in. That's the second period of how that answers. Jonathan Montesol behind Steven Stamkos as 22 this time. Trying to look for some opening on the goals in the net. Now to win for Chicago. Here's their change off to Lazar. Now the other way, coming in by for Chicago. We have pass over. Philip Forsberg takes it over. Here's another big chance here for Nashville the other way, and Jonathan Montesol will send it around the net. And that one will give it back to Lourdes. Here's Nazar. Nazar changeover to Bertuzzi. Here's Kaiser. Kaiser chance in front. And it goes right out and over off the wall. Lourdes shot. Big save by Susie Saros. Montesol with the rebound. And back over to Chicago. Big knockdown right on the wall. And Wood will send it over to Forsberg. That Forsberg definitely is going to make that one with a big hit. Nothing really stands out if you're definitely going to get it. Puck post in front. Forsberg takes the knockdown. Here's Ritzel. Back to Spencer Knight again. Back about the backhand around the wall. And Lourdes with the rebound. Here's Nazar. 15 left to go in the third period. And here's O'Reilly. The other way now for the Nashville territory. Nazar trying to hold on. And it's taken away by Hague. Here's Hague on his heavy chance. Broken it up for Chicago. Blackhawks as Bedard, broken by Kamel, and this will be the other way for the Predators. Predators on the facing offense, and another big save again by Knight. Another big chance for Schaefer. Schaefer battle along the board. And now here's Kamel again to Yosi. Schaefer, no one to give here, and Neslashanov will have that rebound over for Chicago. Takes a smash down by Schaefer. Lashinov got that one with the puck, and Lourdes will have it over the other way. Here's Lourdes. Fires one, never saved by Jussi Saros. Miles Wood the other way for Schaefer. Breaking in on zone is Schaefer. Schaefer shot, saved by Knight. 13-12 to go in the third period, and are on the full pressure attack for the Nashville Predators. Got to see what you got to believe for Jussi Saros. Now makes the pad easy, clocking out a save, and he really had that one, winded it out. They making the post in the blank, that really stays far. They're the one to make it look that not. If they can't, they just don't get it anybody else to have that one messing it up. Jussi Saros saving a lot of energy time left here with only 13-12 remaining in the third period, and they're ready for another puck drop. Now to win. Here's a fire shot. That one is off the skater. And Gresslick the other way for the Blackhawks. Evo Jeremiah. Again, Mikheyev. Mikheyev's shot blocked up again for the Predators. Donato. Again, to Leshanov. Here's Leshanov. Fires that one around the net. And rebound by Ufko. Again to Holla. Holla with the chance over now. Finding Lugurix. Lugurix the other way. With the chance shot blocked up again by Vlasic. Vlasic, no room. Vlasic, and back to Arakola. Here's Nick Burbix. Evo Jeremiah the other way for Chicago. Sends it deep, round the net on the firing slap shot. And Burbix the other way for the Nashville Predators. They'll get a new line group change. Burbix again at Arakola. 11:30 to go in the third period. Firing a chance play in middle in front. That one is broken on the traffic slam. And here's Shea. The other way to Ufko. Ufko finding Lugurix. Lugurix with the shot glove save by Knight. And they'll have it stopped up with only under 11 minutes remaining. If you're a big Buffalo fan out there, they're definitely on the start of the board. And they've got a 2-1 in the lead to have that one catching in front. If you're watching this part of the game in the Stanley Cup playoffs, be sure to find here around here between the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I'd like to remind you all that after the conclusion of the Inregular season tournament, there will be the Stanley Cup playoffs here for the start of the first round. That'll be the next part up, underway shortly. after this game. Forsberg. With the rebounding here. We'll take that back. Forsberg down finds Josie. Josie's to Shea. Shea shot save made it off on the blade of his skate. And now the rebound again by Leshanov. Leshanov finding Bedard. Here's Bedard down. That one takes a smashing on the wall. This one goes all the way down into the Nashville territory. Here's Josie. Off the bank of the wall. And here's Bedard. Bedard pass to Green. Green shot's blocked. Rebound by Velazquez. That was back again to Shea. And Shea went down with the kick right toward the wall. Another save by Saros. Saros takes a spill away. And now it's only still 8:50 remaining in the third period. Change-out doesn't really think it was going to happen with that, but I got to say it is. This doesn't mean that they're really starting to get that one with another goal. Okay, whatever you do for it, you really are starting to see this. The only thing I imagine to that is the Predators are definitely getting a lot of limped around here, and they don't really seem how that one is going to bite. Anybody can definitely be out. Ryan O'Reilly went down right toward the wall. That's enough. Alma finds over to Tony Nava. Arenado hit by Evangelista. Big save by Knight. It's up, but another save. Velazquez. The other way now for the Chicago Blackhawks. Oh, what a great save here. Well, it looks like Velazquez really wanted to start getting a lot of heaves up in there. And looks like Spencer Knott, he made that one with a quick move around. Just like what Spencer Knott really made. And only one time changes, and then Ryan O'Reilly was going to come back by. And Spencer Knight was able to give that one a clear shot effort. That is another huge, marvelous save for the Blackhawks. A lot of time left in the period. Nashville still down by 1. 7:42 to go in the third period. Now the win for Nashville. Here's Willsby. Willsby the pass over to Ryan O'Reilly. Stamkos for the Preds in the Blackhawks territory. Another big save again by Knight. Nazar. Running around the room. Finding to get it, Ritzel. Ritzel swings and misses. This one gets another shot. Another save by Saros. 6:59 to go in the third period. And they'll have another puck drop ready in Nashville territory. Winner of this game will be playing against the Flames. And it will be at home for Nashville or if the Blackhawks win, and they will take it on the road to Alberta, Canada, to face against the Flames. This will be the one tough question. Figure it out. And after that part of the game, the next part of the game continues as we have the Red Wings facing against the Blue Jackets here in Detroit. And the other game, as we have another one as Kraken and Blues are the next battles on. And then following along with night number 2 in the second round, it gives the Capitals, and they face against New York Islanders. And with the winning team of it, will play against the Flames. Here's Lardis. Passing Nazar shot. Another save by Knight. 6 minutes remaining in the third period. He finds over to Wood. Wood. Running out of the room. And that one is lifted up. Club high up in the air, and it's stopped by Knight. 5:39 to go in the third period. They'll have another puck drop ready to go in the Blackhawks territory. 52 over 48 shots on goal for Chicago Blackhawks. And they're now ready to take another 50-50 on the center, gliding it in. Win by Wood. Shea. Over Forsberg shot. Quick release save by Knight. Miles Wood can't get a rebound. He's really like in the hip to come a moment afterward. He would have just feel like that this was going to get a long way down. That would have been a great goal for Philip Forsberg. That quick release would be 2. That's under 5 minutes remaining, presented by Discover. And here's another one for the Blackhawks. Marcel finding Josie. Josie shot. Her deflection off the pad again by the tout. And back to Green. Chicago the other way. Markovsky. That one gets knocked down. And Romaniosi with the rebound. Romaniosi scrums along the boards. And Shea will have it off. Pass to Evangelista. Evangelista. Sprinting his way down. Big knockdown by the wall. And no penalty call here on Chicago. Bedard. No room here. That ankle breaks it, and then back to Green. Green. Back to Bedard. Bedard shot. Save again by Saros. Bedard on the full pressure in zone. Shea takes it out, and Emelista will carry it out. That's really a great defense afterwards, and Emelista, he's really trying to have it all that he can. Burakovsky, 3 minutes left in the third period. Ivo Teravainen will have it sent around the net, and another will take over again to Stamkos. Stamkos for the fire shot, saved by Knight. 2:31 to go in the third period. And they'll see what they can definitely do if they can strike that out. Now as they're ready to have another puck draw, 4-3 score. Looking for a tie game for Nashville, nearing the regulation period end. Ague, nowhere to go. Here's Lardis. Lardis the other way for Chicago. Fires another shot, another save by Saros. Ague again. Predators get a clear out of it. Elvegorix. Pass to Gauss, and we'll send it offside for Nashville Predators. We're under 2 minutes remaining, but who had a better play of the night? I will send it over to Fan. Thanks, guys. I really was noticing that the best play effort was Connor Bedard, and he had that one pass great on the assist, on the tape-to-tape feed. Miss zone happens to be only once for that. To Andre Burakovsky, that's one change to that. This is a big part of the game, and whatever happens, they're really starting to see what they can get to do. Let's see how they can definitely answer that to try to stay avoided by any cost. Back to you. And this will be a penalty kill. Cross-checkings on Blackhawks. This will get a chance for a power play goal for Nashville. Yeah,
Chicago, number 46, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
He's going to make that one back. Eckler gets that one and knocked it down. That definitely will have to save it for last. Nashville ready for a power play as they're ready to get themselves in danger. Gotta be hydrated up. They gotta win this one. Oh, one team motion is blocked up. And Melancic will have it. Final minute in the third period. Yuzi, and it cleared that one out. And this will be Juuse Saros. He's going to be getting right toward into the bench. Marshall in. Chance made. Ritzel goes back to Slager. Slager now trying to Teravainen. Teravainen went down on the board. Teravainen outside Ritzel. Ritzel shot blocked. Right into the middle. Another save by Saros. Yossi right over to Marchessault. Chance for the power play goal. Goaltender to the bench. Marchessault. He can't make it there that time. Teuvo Teravainen and Vlasic will set it out of here in clear zone. No icing for the Blackhawks. Last push for the Nashville. Stamkos rushes toward it. Motion around. O'Reilly shot saved by Knight. Ritzel, Teravainen. And they're going to try to again attempt to clear it, and it will be no icing. Last push. Pinsel. Marchessault descended deep and can't get it through. That's out of time, and it's Blackhawks upsets Nashville. And they're going to Calgary for the second round. Yeah, it definitely hurts. It definitely happened at that time, and they just really couldn't get that winning save. That's all it wrote. Well, better luck next time, I think. And with that, there's just one way to have it win it all. If you can't beat it, you can't play it afterwards. Well, we say goodbye here in Nashville, and thank you all, fellas, for making it a wonderful, remarkable season. And we'll see you back next season for 2026-2027. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time for another Nashville Hockey. Along with me and my broadcast partner, with Nickel and Roy, and along with Salvatore, and across the other side is Scale, and in center of Fan, I'm Brary. And you've been watching the Nashville Predators Hockey on NHL on EA Sports. Good night. All right, thank you there, Barry. Time for three-star players of the game. Steven Stamkos with 1 goal and 4 hits. Only does make once with a one-time connection on the goal to stam it out and beat over by Spencer Knight. Second star player of the game goes to Juuse Saros with 51 saves in the game, and he really got making it all comfortable score. And for tonight's first star player of the game, the Blackhawks has chosen, and it's Spencer Knight. He made a wonderful 50 saves in this game, and man, my team, we're going to the second round. I'm pretty sure you're happy with this one here, and I'm going to say you really had a lot of fun with that. I know I do. I mean, my team is going to the next round. This is going to be at Calgary. Exactly at Calgary it is in Alberta. I mean, you're happy, lucky guy.
welcome to the next round. Thank you so much. And here are these total statistics here. 55 over 53 shots on goal for Chicago over Smashville. And it was 40 over 26 for the Kits for Chicago Blackhawks. 617 over 605 for Nashville Predators. Time on attack. Then it was 90 over 87% for the passing effectiveness for Nashville for passing. And it's 25 over 20 for Chicago Blackhawks. And it was only 2-minute penalty kill. That was on Crevier. That happened to be in there. And of no power play goals, they ran out of time. And it's only 111. That goes all the way down, and they just couldn't beat it. So that is it for now. Night 2 is all over. And with our next games approaching, stay tuned as we got a second round underway here. Blackhawks are heading to Calgary on that will be night number 2 on the other hand. After the first night, it will be Columbus Blue Jackets against the Red Wings, and then the Blues against the Kraken. And then night 2, Capitals against the Islanders here at Capital One Arena. And then you got the Flames and the Blackhawks here at Calgary. Thank you all for watching for the first round of the Inregular Season Tournament. And we'll see you all next time for as well as the NHL 26 Gameplay Dial. So long, folks, and thanks for watching.
If you don't, somebody will.